Alright, so I'm going to be working on some lanterns today on my day off. So this here is a military spec lantern. It's a 252. The build date was 1956, and it's a Coleman. The paint color is incorrect. Somebody painted over it either to make it look newer, like a two-mantle lantern that are more common from like 70s, 60s, 70s, they use this green type color, or they're trying to make it look older, which would be like a 40s military spec, which had a lighter green. The actual color should be more of this brown, and I got other lanterns here as we go through. So to light these, they're a low pressure. I pumped it up 10 times. That generator is like a wick basically, and it brings up raw fuel right from the tank, and then the heat from the actual burning then will get that fuel to atomize. So when you first start it, you get a lot of flame because you're burning off raw fuel. And I did already crack the valve and left it just kind of sit for a while to get that fuel up there, so it shouldn't take very long. Usually it's about a good minute though, where you just turn it that quarter turn, then you got to kind of feather it out. So, and this lantern has not been run in a while. Oh yeah, you can see there's still some fuel coming up there. Oh, I can hear it, but my match went out. Now we're probably gonna have a little pop here. 2 for 2 here. There we go. That's just burning raw fuel. Crack the valve a little bit. Yeah. So low pressure, you definitely want to not give it too many pumps to start off, because you will have all sorts of flames. So this is that raw fuel here burning. And once you get that generator tube warm enough for generator, then it'll start burning nice, and it's getting close here. And you want to make sure you got it open enough that it's getting fuel, because otherwise the lantern will quit again. Another way of lighting this is if you took a propane torch, you could like lightly heat up that generator tube, and then you don't have to wait for this whole process. But I figured that's not what they would have been doing had they been using this lantern in an actual military setting. And then once you let it burn a while, then you can probably give it another 20 pumps or so on this thing will really crank. Starting to catch again. Yeah, and if it's cold yet, not completely warm, you overpressurize it, you will get that raw fuel dumping again, and it won't burn as nice. So we're going to let this one burn. I'll work on a few other ones here, get them set up and burning. Okay, so the one in front here, this is a 1945 252. That definitely, so it should go like this. This one here definitely is in much better shape. It's right color. I'm thinking the glass is also original, or the globe. It's actually probably can't see it, but it's got the Coleman sunshine. I'm thinking it is. It may not be. It may actually should have said like US on it. I got another one that looks like that has US on it. So let me, I don't know. This one I didn't check to see how much wires. So these things will hold pressure. If you got a good cap gasket for the fuel cap, they will hold pressure. This is going to probably take a while for it's almost impossible to hear these things when you got another one running right next to it. So I'm just going to light a match and let this go for a while and see what happens. Oh, this one actually is pretty quick for lighting. That's not bad. So it's not a super huge fireball. I know some guys say you get a big fireball when you burn these things. That's just if you give it too much fuel when you're first starting. There we go. And that's just on, I think, 10 pumps. You got a pretty good flame going already. We'll let it warm up and then we'll crank it up the rest of the way. Alright, this one I got burning here is a 252A. It uses a different type of glass. They're actually panels of glass, or sometimes they call it quad glass because there's four separate pieces. This is newer. I want to say this is like a 60... Oh, let me look. I'll tell you. 66. So this is a 1966 military spec 252A. Single mantle again, and basically the same type of lighting procedure as all the rest of them. I don't know how many pumps are in this one. I just cranked the valve and left it go. I'll give it a few pumps here and see if that seems to be burning pretty good now. Biggest thing too with these is always double check your mantles to make sure there's no holes in them, because that hole will then heat up the glass in a certain spot, and that's how you end up with cracked glass. So I'm not too worried about running old glass. You just got to make sure you check your mantles over really well, and if there's one that doesn't look good, then I definitely would replace it. Better safe than having cracked glass, especially on something that you can't replace. Right, so in front here I just got a 228. This would be the 228F would be the model number. It's a 2-mantle. Now, this one might be low on gas. I didn't check. It is a 1968. So, I don't know, I pumped it up quite a few times, but feels like it could be out of gas, so we'll let this one burn. This one has a tip cleaner, which cleans the generator, because this generator on these type of lanterns atomizes the fuel, so it starts much quicker, much cleaner to start than the ones that kind of, military ones, which don't do that.